Hello, everybody. My name is the Critical Wizard. It has been a very long time since I did a movie review or anything of similar nature. The last time I did this was Bickering Brothers, and that was a while ago and kind of a jumbled mess. So, today I would like to introduce a new segment to the whole movie review aspect of my channel. This is going to be more of an editorial style review rather than focusing on a simple movie or just doing that. This is going to be more of a editorial, where it's I cover topics rather than specific movies. So today I'm going to be talking about why people enjoy movies more than other people. And I'm going to be using myself as an example, as well as some other people that I've known. So, when you go to see a movie, there are several factors that determine whether or not you have a good experience at the movie. Obviously, the movie itself plays one aspect. Another aspect was the crowd you were viewing it obnoxious? Were they into the movie? If you're in a movie and the guy next to you or everyone around you is laughing at the jokes, you're gonna think that movie's funny. But if you're in a theater and everyone's groaning and having an uncomfortable time, and you're not going to be having as good of a time either. It's just crowd mentality. Another factor that can lead is that I've discovered is what you are expecting of the movie. And I'm going to use myself as an example. Recently, I went and saw the movie Zootopia, and I thought it was amazing. It has already jumped up to be my favorite movie by far. But there are several factors that led to it being me finding that movie better than other people who saw the same movie. My friend who was sitting next to me saw the same movie, and he really liked it. He thought it was good, but I feel like the movie spoke more to me, and that's because of what I brought into the theater. When I first saw the trailer for Zootopia, I thought this was going to be a good movie. I could tell from the animation, the jokes, everything was going to be good, and when I got into the theater and watched Zootopia, it met all my expectations and exceeded them, which is why, to me, the movie seemed like it was way better than it, it just was so good. I can't think of any other word to describe it. A similar thing happened with my brother when he saw the Lego movie. My brother having Legos all his life, loving Legos and seeing the trailers for this movie, thinking this is going to be the best movie ever, and then getting in there and it exceeds all his expectations. My brother does not get excited about much, but the Lego movie was one of the things he was excited about, and it really, the movie just blew him away about how good it was. And I saw the Lego movie. I thought it was alright. I thought it was really funny. But the way I treated the Lego movie is the way my brother treats Zootopia, where it's he can see that it's a good film, but he doesn't necessarily love it the same way I do. In the same way with me in the Lego movie. I can see that it's a good film. I liked that movie, but I don't see it the same way he does. Another example that I want to bring up is Indiana Jones 4. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. A lot of people hate this movie. And I actually like that movie a lot. The ending, I will admit, is bad. But if you cut out the ending and the whole overarching story of the aliens and you just keep the rest of the movie as is, it's a really good movie. I liked that movie a lot. And I guess what really helped me to like that movie a lot more than the fans who went and saw it is that, I was the right age for that movie when it came out. When that movie came out, I believe I had just, it was right around my birthday, and I had just turned either 12 or 13. This movie was like the perfect movie. Like, you know, I had just discovered Indiana Jones. I was really into that at the time. This movie was coming back to theaters. And I was so excited. I read the book. I was so ready for this movie. And I got in there, and it was everything I had hoped it to be and more. But I really did appreciate the effort they put into that movie. It makes a lot of sense. Harrison Ford can't really continue doing the Indiana Jones role forever, and you kind of want to move that universe forward. So it's a good idea to take a new character and shift the focus kind of on the both of them, and then eventually shift it over to like Shia LaBeouf's character, which, by the way, I've always liked Shia LaBeouf. I thought he was great in Transformers. I liked him in a lot of other stuff, like Transformers, Holes, Lawless. I always thought Shia LaBeouf was a good actor. But yeah, I can see why people didn't like Indiana Jones 4. I can get that. It's just that I feel a lot of people, like, it's weird. Like, everyone agrees that Indiana Jones 1 is the best. Everyone agrees that Indiana Jones 3 is good. Everyone just kind of agrees that Indiana Jones 2 is bad. But with Indiana Jones 4, people just don't even acknowledge its existence at this point. And that's actually kind of funny to me. Where it's like a movie that, yeah, you may not like it, but people just straight up don't acknowledge its existence. That's like worse than the prequels. I actually like the Star Wars prequels. Obviously not as much as the original, and definitely not as much as Star Wars Episode 7. I'm like doing a lot of this. Definitely not as much as Star Wars Episode 7. But I really like, the prequels aren't bad. Like, if you look at the visuals, they're really good. The actors, they're doing the best they can, but I don't know, the dialogue seems a little, you can tell it's like scripted and it's kind of dull. And I feel like there was a couple other problems, but that's a story for another video. My point is, people at least acknowledge the prequel's existence. But with Indiana Jones 4, a lot of people just completely cut that out, and it's like, no, that didn't happen. It ended at Indiana Jones 3. There's no fourth installment. And it's like, well, what are you going to do when the fifth installment comes out? What you bring into the theater can really affect how the movie is to you. Like, it doesn't matter how good a film is. If your expectations are higher than the film, you're going to think it's a bad film. A lot of people were expecting Indiana Jones 4 to have the same kind of feel as Indiana Jones 1 or something of that nature. Back to the Star Wars example I was just giving. A lot of people went into Episode 1 expecting it to be like Episode, 4, 5, or 6. And a lot of people were disappointed with that film. And in fact, you could actually go as far back as saying Episode 6. A lot of people were expecting it to be like Episode 5. And it kind of was missing that, a little bit of that element. But it wasn't as, in people's minds, it wasn't as bad as when Episode 1 did it. And then Episode 2 kind of followed the same pattern. Episode 3, for most people, kind of fell into that category too, whereas I saw Episode 2 and 3 in theaters, and, once again, right age for it. I thought those films were fantastic. Star Wars has always been one of those things that I loved, and when I went in to see them in theaters, I was so excited to see the updated graphics, everything along those lines. And Hayden Christensen is another one of those actors that is panned and hated, and I love him and what he does. I thought Star Wars Episode 2 and 3 were good. However, as I got older, I was ready for a more older, an adult film, not necessarily aimed towards kids anymore. So, seeing Episode 7 in theaters was even better for me. And a lot of people agree with that because they went into Episode 7 expecting something like along the lines of the prequels, because that's what we've been getting for 3 movies, almost 4, if you count episode 6, and then you get something as good as the original Star Wars. So you have low expectations going in, and you leave with a better experience, which is why so many people kept talking about Star Wars for so long, because it was so good. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like to let me know. And if not, that's alright, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you like this style of video, I'd like to hear your, thoughts on the comments, you know. I don't know if this is going to work. I've been, this is, I think my 3rd attempt at trying a movie review style video. So, you know, I'm curious as to what people think about it. When I started off movie reviews on my channel, I only ended up doing 2 because they were very hard to do and they didn't come out very well. Because I had these big scripts, robotic speaking, sitting awkwardly in a chair, I was very timid of the camera. Obviously a lot has happened in almost 2 years. I just want to see, what people think of this. I did the bickering brothers thing with my brother, and, you know, I don't think that got many, that got no comments. That's always bad. I feel like no comments is worse than hate comments, because it's with no comments, you have no idea whether or not you're doing the right thing. With, hate comments, at least you know people hate you. So yeah, let me know what you think, and let me know if you want to see more of this stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!